you've been in the Mayans as well.
Yes.
And how was that?
I got casted before I could come out of Pelican Bay by Elgin James.
Okay. Oh.
I was casted before I could come out of Pelican Bay by Elgin James.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
It was the minimum, bro.
That's it.
I can't deal with 3.
Fabian Alomar in the house. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? I'm glad to be here, homie.
Man, I'm glad you make time to stop by, brother.
Yes,
We got so much to talk about.
Let's talk, baby. Let's talk.
Let's talk about growing up in Echo Park.
Growing up in Echo Park. When I grew up in Echo Park, it was different than the way it is now. Now, yeah. All the ducks, they had their teeth back then. You know what I'm saying? Now they're all like in recovery, bro. Like they're seriously like every duck there is like everybody. I mean, the place looks better. It looks so much better because of the gentrification. But back when I was growing up, before the gentrification came in, it was kind of bad. You know,
it was like kind of active,
pretty active.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Echo Park alone has like, you got to think Echo Park alone. Man, I don't know if you do any kind of like, as I talk, you're going to put things up there, but you could say there's a lot of gangs in in that little radius, there's so many gangs right there, you know? And you got to give them props, man. They're all right there. And they're battling each other out. And it's like the good old, like, great in the Westerns, like you watch the movies, you can't go nowhere. You can't walk out or you can't go nowhere. But like, I used to skate undercover, skateboard and like, just, you know, cruise my way up out of there.
So, being that there was predominantly like certain gangs there, and then everybody was like going against each other, like,
yeah.
How did you pick up skateboarding and like avoid all that is madre?
Well, look, it's hard to avoid. So when you become it, and then you just get like, damn, you're sitting in it, and then you see something better than it, you know, than what you're doing right now, and that's what it was. Me and my friend were sharing the bike that we stole. My friend Juan Harrell, and we were sitting on a bike. We're like, it was when both of you steal one bike, you have to break bread with the other person. So some days it's his, some days it's yours. Some days you ride on the handlebars, some days you ride in the seat. Some days you ride him, and like it's just like that's what it is.
It's a community bike.
It's a community bike, but we're the community, Papa. That's it. The community's right here.
Like, well, I get it on Monday, so you get it on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go pick up my girlfriend with it, and like, you know, and I'll bring it back to you. You know, things like that. But so I hear some skateboarding going on down the street. I hear not like really like that, but I heard some stuff, and then I go over there. Me and my friend get on a bike. The stolen bike. It was my day, so he had to get on the bars, and we ride over there. And we argued about that first real quick, like who's gonna go, because I remember like anyway. So we got there, and they stopped skating, and they, you know, we told them, and like long story short, man, we all go to school together, bro. Like I'm here to watch you skate. I'm tripping out. So we start using their boards. That became like, there were 2 Asians, Kenneth and Ted.
And they lived in Echo Park?
And they were like Filipino. Yeah, they lived at Rampart. Actually, This is Rampart. This is behind the Rampart police station. There's a street called we lived on Benton Way, and then there was Occidental. On Occidental, between Occidental and Benton Way, there was a street right behind Rampart, and there was a preschool right there, a little preschool that my little sisters would be going to later when they got older, but right now they didn't go there. So after that, bro, I started skating. But I used their boards to death, and they got mad at me like, my man, they were like, bro, my mom's tripping. Like, you can't really, you know, you can't use my board no more because they bought this for me, and they're watching you skate my board and then messing it up. Like, and I'm not doing nothing about it. Like, you have to stop skating my board, my mom said. And I'm like, okay, bro, I'm sorry, man. And like, my shoes are all messed up too. I had little patches right here, like ollie holes, and I didn't even know what was cracking. I'm like, I didn't even realize it. I just thought that's how it was. So now we need skateboards and shoes, Papa. What do we do? So we go to Glendale, me and my friend. Back in the days, it was Nissan days, right? We all have they have the truck, you know, when everybody sits in the back, it's okay. Back in those days, we sit in the back listening to Weekends Are Made for Fun, and we're all thinking, you know, and we're listening to in the back of and there's a speaker back there that we're like sitting around because the speaker is the main attraction. It's the music, and we're just like three humans that could get tossed off at any time because of the center lines, the deep. We all stolen parts too. All stolen parts. We built this truck from scratch, pretty much like me and the Haro family. Yeah. Put the system in it. They painted it. It was a Ford Courier. Made it look like a Nissan. It was a Ford Courier.
So it was apart from this car, from that car,
yes.
and then you got a little piece on Wednesday.
It was Voltron. Hey, but like pickup parts, pick apart Voltron in the hood. But look, it was good. It was funny, and it was dope. And like they drew on it. It was nice sound. So we go jacking in it. We go like, let's go get a board. Me and my friend was like, my friend Juan. He's like, I go, where do we go? We go Beverly Hills or Glendale? And I said, I picked Glendale. Let's go to Glendale. I've been to the Glendale Mall before. Beverly Hills, it sounds like cops to me. I just seen Beverly Hills Cops.
Too many cops right
there. Yeah, well, at the time, choice. Beverly Hills Cops movie was out. So I'm like, no, Beverly Hills Cops, that don't sound great. So they don't got a movie about Glendale cops. Let's go. And let's go to Glendale. And we saw a bunch of skateboards outside of a donut shop. This donut shop had like probably, I don't know what the hell they was playing, but they left their skateboards out there. That was so important to us. It was like, cha-ching. I went and grabbed a bunch of them. Wham! Crammed to like 3. Like I grabbed like 5, but they all fell. And I kept running. And we got in the back of the truck, and the truck was like going up a hill, so it took a long time to start. And they were like, give me back my... They were like, give me my board, dude. Give me my board, bruh. That's my board, dude. And I was like, fool. Fool, get out of here. That's my board. And it's really their board. And I was like,
it's mine now, fool.
I had a Lucero.
With your super cut haircut.
Badass, yeah. With your new wave
toupee
cockatoo hairdo right there. It was like the raver days. It was like those days, like Tony Hawk. They all wanted to be Tony Hawk. Even I did, but I get beat up if I look like Tony Hawk in the hood. So underneath me, I was Tony Hawk, but on the top, I was like somebody else. But it was a little Tony Hawk trying to rage out of me at all times.
Tony Hawk inside, fucking Miklo on the outside.
Dude. Yeah, true Tony Hawk on the inside. Damn. Hey, so then, man, skateboarding was something like that picked up with a bunch of kids, and then a lot of it was like 30 of us that all used to meet at these crazy schools, and we started making like little teams and little gangs, little clubs of skateboarding. And like a lot of people stood strong and became popular and turned amateur. And so there was a thing called like the skateboarding. I always have to look at who my true heroes were when I was a kid. And it was a guy named John Orleans. It was a guy named Paulo Diaz who became my good friend. John Orleans is my friend too, but I got really close to Paulo Diaz. Gabriel Ayala is like my brother. Guy Mariano, all these dudes are, some of them are passed and some are still alive. Okay. And like Guy Mariano, Rudy Johnson, and they formed along with Gabriel, they formed a band and it was like one of the biggest LA videos that came from skaters from LA. Band Paul Peralta, and it changed my whole fucking way of looking at skateboarding. I had already been mesmerized by Jesse Martinez, Tommy Guerrero, and Mark Gonzalez. Don't get it fucked up. I've been loving skateboarding for days. But when I saw these guys, they're like me. They're like right here in the fucking area that I grew up in. I know those son of a bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let's go get them. Let's steal their boards. No. Let's not do that. But I felt like I was like, dude, I need that. Like, I want to live like that. I want to go and...
So what made you, so those people that you just mentioned are the ones that made you gravitate to the skating.
Yes.
Because it feels like, it was like two worlds, right?
Dude.
Like the gangbanging.
Coming from my family. Look, I want to show you. I brought my father here. And, he could come and you can ask him about questions about me or whatever you want. And he'll tell you, I was fairly a good kid, but I had a little devil side to me. I've always been different, but I always have that little I'm trying to get rid of that person, and I've been, but it keeps calling me back. No, I'm just saying.
It's like a little devil's
yes,
right here. Like,
it sucks because
don't do that, mama.
Your father, your mother, how we all grew up, like it's different, man. Like I grew up with my parents, and like they were young when they had me, so in their circle of life and crime and everything and drugs and everything, we ran the whole family did, all of us. So I'm just happy that we're all here and we're not doing that no more, and that we're like able to do things differently And now I'm able to give back, and my mother and father are still here to watch and witness what I'm doing right now with my life and how it's changed and how I'm trying to change everybody else's and helping everyone in my family. And making amends with my family is important too. Like right now is a little strife, but I want to make it better. And it's on me. It's on me because sometimes I let this get the best of me. You know what I'm saying? This little, like, you get mad and, you can't punch motherfuckers no more and you can't stab them. So you got to just talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I wish I can't stab nobody no more.
Yeah,
and sometimes I just want to, you know what I mean?
Upon.
An ice pick. Just, gosh, it'd be so good. But you can't. Honestly.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Strikes. I got 4 strikes. 2 of them Romero Act. The rest 2 stay on my record. But I'm a product of my family, a product of my environment, who's actually trying to like not become stereotyped and with that stigma. I know where I come from. I know exactly where I come from, and I can act like anywhere else. But when I come home, I know where I go home to. And like, my father was my role model growing up, of course, like anybody else's.
Absolutely.
So what he was getting into was not like Leave It to Beaver shit. It was like some different style, like type of living, It wasn't no family stuff. It was just like, it was tied in with love and family stuff, but it was always blended in with what we thought was normal, which is not normal. You understand? Because when you're living that and that's all you know, and you're thinking you just blend it in the family, like if it's dinner time and there's all kinds of paraphernalia and stuff. And
I just think as kids, everything's learned, right? Mm-hmm. So then you are part of that environment because
absolutely,
that was your household.
That's where I lived and called home. I call that home. So I open up the fridge. Of course, there's PCP in the freezer, and we got stuff like that. And then there's food in the bottom. Don't go too far in the back because you don't want to. There's things back there you can't touch. And then don't look under my mom and dad's bed. Don't go in the closet, stuff like that. Like I already knew. I had a little roll sack of money that I would put away, for rent. And
so how did you avoid, at a young age, not doing drugs, not smoking PCP? Or let's get into that.
Well, it started off with me being one of the most aware with all the acting like I'll clean it up and I'll make sure everything looks good and I'll make sure, and I don't want my friends knowing, and I don't want nobody in school knowing. And then it just became wow, fuck, it's obvious. I can't hide it. Nobody could come to my house and stay the night at my pad, but I could go stay the night at their pads because my friends in skateboarding had refrigerators that opened up like this. And I had one that I was taller than, and I could fucking pull the handle and it looked like a fucking chest box, like an ice box nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like a little small little box. My friends had what they call pantries, and I was like, "What the fuck is a pantry?
The fuck is a pantry?
What's a pantry? Go in the pantry." They told me to go in the pantry. They told me to go in the pantry.
We had no pantries going on,
what the fuck is a pantry?
bro.
I looked at my homie like, pantry? Pantry? Was it pants? Okay, go buy some. I'm talking about some food. He told me to go to the pantries. I don't know what the fuck. So I walk into the house and I'm just looking around. I see a bunch of cupboards and shit. He's like, he opens it up. He goes, dude, right here. Like a store. I thought I was at the 98-cent store. Bro.
And they had the good cereal.
I could have been for real. No, the bomb cereal, the stuff that we got the Frosted Flakes with it said Marisco on it or something. Marisol. It said Marisol on it. And it had the rooster, but it didn't it was no Tony the Tiger, bro. And there was not cornflakes. It was something. And then we had the Kicks. That's Welfera shit.
And the fucking Pancho Pantera.
Puro Welferas. Hey, Welferas, I give you, man, I love you Welferas out there. You keep it struggling, you keep it going. And I'm USDA baby. I'm a USDA baby. That means that I'm a welfare baby.
Oh, shit.
Born and raised.
So then you would see that with your friends, and then you would come back home and you would be like, damn, why we don't have a pantry? Did you start questioning certain things, or did you be like, start comparing? What the fuck?
Why don't
what the
why
fuck?
do we all sleep in the living room? Every one of my friends has a bedroom. We're fucking sleeping we're in here playing. When you come in from skateboarding, I open the door, bam. I'm playing football. You know how you walk through the tires?
Yeah.
Boy, I might step on somebody, so I gotta go. It's like that.
So,
it was
how many people live there?
Well, it was 7 of us kids, and then my mom and dad, and then whoever stayed over the night, from like the night before. You know what I'm saying?
So it was like a...
Berix?
It was pretty active then.
Oh, my gosh. Pretty active. 7-Eleven.
Shit. So skating was like an escape, kind of, sort of?
Skating was my way to to do good. Because I knew that I wouldn't make it in school, and I didn't do good in school at all. Like, I hated school. School was not like, man, there was a teacher named Mr. Castro at Belmont. If you're looking, homie, check this out. No, I'm joking. Hey,
I'm gonna start naming all my teachers. Yeah. Hey, remember Mr. Gray, Mr. Burgrace, fuck you. Shit.
But there was a dean named Mr. Castro. Yeah, you did talk some shit on me, dog, but it's all good. I love you, man. You made me a better person.
Man. I had some teachers.
Yeah, he made me a better. He said, man, this dude's not. I came to school with a mohawk. No one had mohawks back then.
Oh, shit.
And I had a mohawk.
It wasn't in. Yeah.
And I was dressed all crazy with a skateboard.
Looking all angry and
crazy, confused. Like,
oh, shit.
Hey, I went to school with a mohawk, like, me. And like,
with the skateboard.
Yeah, with the skateboard with a Pendleton.
That was a hella combination right
crazy
there. Crazy
combo. So it's like, I didn't know what.
Let me put on my Pendleton away.
All they knew is not to mess with me. Like, he's a little 5150 kid. Let's leave
him alone.
He's been avoiding the short yellow bus for years. I don't know what's going on with him.
Oh, fuck. So that was, okay. When did you realize, like, you know what? I'm pretty fucking good at skateboarding. I could do something with this.
When my friends, all the friends that I start skating with, they start pumping me up, bro. Fucking Fabian Holmes, you're fucking bad, eh? Fucking Fabian, eh?
That was a firm-ass twist you did right there, dog.
Fucking Fabian, homie. You made that shit fucking flare, homie. Yeah. Hey, it's even better when you smoke PCP and watch this shit, homie. Like,
that's just like in slow motion,
yeah,
fool.
Dude, you were like the Wizard of Oz, eh?
Hey, that PCP epidemic was for real, huh? That shit was crazy. Yeah. But
I still have trauma.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes I'm saying.
Now you're telling you're like, hey, keep pedaling. It's just fucking dancing on its own.
Your jaw just gets stuck. Like,
fuck.
Lock jaw.
So then they were like, hey, you're fucking feeding me. You're doing this and that.
Yeah.
Then what happened next? Like, did you get signed or like? Because I don't understand. I don't understand the skateboarding game.
It's like this. It's like you get sponsored and then you just go and you start skating for different companies. You like while you're skating for your sponsorship. I had a board sponsor that was like, it was Z. It was like after I already had a skate shop sponsor. So what I did was my girlfriend at the time, who was the mother of my first son, my oldest son, she called. Her name's Lisa. She called and said, she called up the Alpha Thrasher magazine and called and said, hey, I want to make an appointment for my boyfriend. He's very good in skateboarding and this and that. And the lady there was named Ethel. And I was like, Mrs. Mertz? No, I'm not Ethel from Lucy, right? No, I'm like, Ethel. I'm like, she goes, and then they set up a day for me to go there. And I went. They said, okay, this Saturday you're going to go and meet up with the guy. I met up with a guy named George Wilson. To this day, George Wilson, I still know him, and he's still like, George Wilson is the guy that got me started. He was the guy that would be in the future. I skated that day. They liked me. They said, they oh, dude, he's dope. Like, he's really, they took me to all their spots and to go break my neck. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like, let's make him fucking break his neck on this rail right here.
Oh, they were doing that shit on purpose.
No, no. But in my mind, I was like, in my mind, as me and like my rebellion mind and my Sandinista mind I have, this little guerrilla thing, like I think like, oh, they're trying to hurt me. Fuck them. I turn into Rambo. You know, like a little kid Rambo, like, oh, they're trying to hurt me. You know, like I was young. And I was like, you know, but I still had the mentality, like, and I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck that. I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna do whatever they take me. I'm gonna do a badass trick on it anyway. I'm gonna try my hardest, and I'll get hurt trying. Like, this is when you just like need to get sponsored, bro. I have to get sponsored because a lot of my friends over there on that side of the town, they got sponsored. So I'm like, I gotta do something. So they got sponsored by Paul Peralta. I'm over here getting on Z right here in Venice Beach. because that's where the heart of skateboarding is for me. And I feel like I blend in with that because I'm already dressing in Pendletons and I already got the Dickies. You know what I'm saying? No creases.
No creases?
We cut them, homie. We cut the bottoms off because we had like size 52 and size 54, 56. Me and my homie get like 48. So shit, that's what I do now. But like I do 40 something. But like I don't do 40s no more. That's what I do in like certain things when I'm
at 50.
when I'm at home and relaxing. But like I don't go out like that no more. I stay at home. But going outside, like I'm talking about skating. I got pictures of me in skateboard days. If you do your homework and look at it back in the day, Z, I skated for Z. There's ads of me and Dickies, Pendletons, my hat all down.
I've seen it.
Dude, crazy shit. And it was summertime. I'm like, fuck, now I'm like, I can't even do it no more. I'm like,
you could have skated with baggy ass pants? That shit was nothing.
Bro, it keeps you in the air longer, like hammer time.
Oh,
you're like hammer time, bro. Like at a parachute, homie. It was the 80s. I was hammering. I was. Come on. I had my little fucking. Don't fuck with me, fool.
Oh shit.
Come on, dog.
That's crazy.
Fucking hammer time you right now.
Oh man. So then all that happened.
Yeah. So skateboarding, dog, and then like it elevated. Skateboarding started changing. I've always been an actor, like in my whole life. I've always been making, you can ask him, I've always been a fool clown, fucking around and making my family laugh, imitating homies that they know, like homies that would, hey, homie, like shit like that. Like they would have the homie that had a stuttering problem and he was like, but he took his glasses off, hey, homie, hey, what's going on, homie? Hey, you feel me, homie? All right. And then you take him off, he's like, hey, homie, fuck. And then you put him back on and he's like, dude, you never knew that he's like, he was like this. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was like, fuck, I love this guy. He stutters, everything. And I would just like I wanted to talk to him. And I just want and I would imitate him in front of my family. My family would die laughing. I'm like fucking 8, 9 years old. And I'm imitating all the older guys, the older killers.
Like all the older
yeah, the OGs. And they would just die. And like, they'd be like, oh man, he's a little clown fucker, you know? So yeah, that's how it's been the whole school, everything. But you know, did my first stabbing because of my dad. Did my first robbery because of my dad. You know what I mean? Like he taught me a lot of good shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Like
how though?
The
like,
Miklo of me.
Like you say because of him. Like you guys were
because he had a drug habit. Oh, and so I would go and like, you know, my skater son has feria. And then we go and like I looked out for my family, man. We like my family, dog. I'm not gonna
absolutely.
It's like he you know, just the way like our relationship is, it's not like any other family, bro. It's like we would think we're friends, but I have love and respect for that man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now looking back at that relationship and the relationship you have now?
Oh, totally 100% different. Now we would never press that on our kids or grandchildren or anything in the family. That shit stopped with my brothers and sisters. After my brothers, it stopped really with me, but like it continued on the drugs, but it's after me, it got less and less until now we're like, our kids, some of them, they picked it up, but they didn't get it from us because we're not pressing that line no more. And now we're like, my family is just, you know, my father is a big cannabis fan and because of his condition, like he likes to stay lifted up and shit and stay high. But, you know, that's fine. My mom, she stays home and they don't drink no more. They don't party no more. My dad just smokes weed and it's natural. So I'm happy for him because, you know, that's all he does. But before he was wheeling and dealing big things with them guys up there doing all kinds of crazy shit. Like you could just read him and just look at him and you'll know my father's no joke, man. But I love and respect him. And I know that now looking back, like there was two ways I could have went. I could have went that way or I could have went another way. And I chose my way. You know, that's the only way I see it. And it all starts with skateboarding because I took the initiation to become my own person and want to skate rather than join the crowd that was calling me. You understand? And become like that. And then with acting too, something way out of pocket that nobody's done in my family, like skateboarding either. I mean, I have family, little cousins that tried it and stuff, but you know, no one sees it. Like that person that becomes that casts themselves away from the herd. Those are the ones that I really like to pay attention to. You know, when I go in, and I'm a mentor now, and I go to juvenile halls like in Silver Lake. I mean, my bad, Sylmar. I go to Sylmar, it's a juvenile hall, and I go to like to the compound where like the bad kids are.
The compound.
X1, X2, and like, you know, there's a lot of kids in there, man. That like, you know, they're all there for murder. They're only they range from 15 to like 14 to 17, 18. They're all kids. And like they're being tried as adults. They're, which is not the right thing to do, I don't think. And plus, they haven't fully developed. Yeah, they got to get punished and they have to be taught, but they don't need to get sentenced like hundreds of years and have life. Yet they need guidance. They need to be, they need special attention. They're kids, man. I believe in stern discipline and having, structure. That's all great. I grew up with that with my parents, and my mom and dad they always had structure. And like, even though we were doing the some of the drug dealings and gang shit and everything like that, and it was all bad, but there was a lot of, hey, get up and clean and make sure that, thank you, please, all the manners, and just like looking people in the eye and shit like that. Like, just being respectful, not to be disrespectful in other people's places. So things like that are being taught, but in the prison system and in the juvenile hall system, it's only getting worse. It's getting more packed, and maybe the over sentencing. Maybe they should be like, they should have like more facility, because YA is all done now. You can't go to YA no more, and like I'm glad for that. And thank you for you guys doing that. And ARC, a part of a company that there's a big corporation I'm with called Anti-Recidivism Coalition, and it's Scott Budnick started it, and now it's being run by a lot of my friends, and one of my good friends is Carlos Cervantes, and Carlos Cervantes is a good man. He was an ex-lifer, came out, and now he runs the Anti-Recidivism Coalition with along with a couple of other people, and so I'm able to work with them too, do the Ride Home program that he started with Eva Longoria. Small world, right? Eva Longoria was like she was like she was investing, or I guess involved in campaigning for the Ride Home program to be even exist, and I'm part of it now. I just so happen to be in her movie, The Flamin Hot, and it's like a small fucking world, bro. How things are. Thank you, man.
Dope ass movie.
Thank you, bro. She's amazing. Yeah, and her team, incredible.
Do you think a lot of the shit that's going on, like in the juvenile halls and all that stuff, and these kids getting incarcerated, is because of these new day and age drugs, fentanyl and all these crazy ass
I think that may have something to do with it, but it's the laws too. Like a lot of the laws are changing, and like everything inside, even the way you get sentenced now, like it has to be. I went to the county jail to go speak not too long ago, and I was there with my mentor, Danny Trejo, and Mario Castillo was there with us, and we went there to go and speak to them, and it was supposed to be Mike Tyson too, but I think he had something else to do, and he couldn't make it. We were there, and we talked to the guys who run the whole county jail, from the captain, lieutenant, all the way down, and there was a district attorney there, a friend of mine. His name is Richard Quinones. And he's at the CCB at Criminal Courts Building, downtown LA. He works there, and so they were telling us about how the system is. That a lot of these guys you see getting arrested for this little grab and whatever, smash and grab.
Yeah, those smash and grab.
Dudes are getting slapped in the hands because they don't have no record. Now, because of the laws and the way things are changing, I don't want to say no names, but just like legislation and everything that has to do with that, man, it's all wrong. And like, nowadays, the big homie who has strikes go send the younger homies to go do some stupid shit and get away with it. And you just get a slap in the hand, will take care of you on the back end.
I just think that the way we grew up, we have morals, we have values, we have respect.
Yeah.
And we understand that. I mean, we understood that there's consequences to the shit that we're doing.
Yeah.
And
it hurts, and it's a chain reaction of hurting people, bro.
Yeah, and I think there has to be some type of leniency for these kids. Like, they're kids. At the end of the day, we were doing shit that we shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But we understood that our actions have consequences, and it should be, how can I put it? We're going to have to deal with the consequences. Yeah, but right. I think that a lot of it is just this, man. It's like, we just need to shape up. All of us in the community as a people, we need to shape the fuck up, man. Like, there's a lot of things that are wrong. There's a lot of things going on, man. Like, the thing you call disrespect, the thing you find disrespectful,
if you were in a different headspace, you wouldn't even feel disrespected.
Yeah.
That shit that, you know, there's so many things that we say that fool disrespected me. He disrespected everybody. But all he's giving you his opinion, brother.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna take you out of your place and element to go and throw your whole life away because of an opinion that he has on you, and he said in your face. It hurts. It hurts because because you know, growing up, we don't take no shit for nobody. And like, you're gonna disrespect me in front of everybody. That's what we used to say. Remember that? You're gonna disrespect me in front of everybody, my family, my girl in here. And you're gonna disrespect me in front of, like, get used to it, because people are gonna do that and try to do that to you all the time. Now, if I have any problem, this is how you're supposed to handle it, right? As grown men, let's talk about this, man. Let's work. And when that doesn't work, when negotiations don't work, just like the men up there sitting at the White House, when negotiations don't work, we try to come to an agreement. The agreement doesn't work, well, guess what? Stay off me. My land, stay off of my, I don't want to see you no more. And just like, we avoid each other. And then when the time comes when you throw your little, you know, you're throwing jabs at me all you want, but as long as you don't come right here, bro, we're good. And I don't see you. And if I do see you, guess what? I'm not going to say hi to this guy, and then skip you and then go to this guy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep it real. Yeah. I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, guy? What's up, dog? What's up? And then you'll never know that I got beef with you. But when you go, hi, Jerry. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Larry. Hi, Jose. And then you just skip fucking Mo. What the fuck?
You're gonna be like, you're cool.
Like,
you're
hey,
cool.
Hey,
fuck you.
You got Larry, and the other guy's like, hey, what's going on, bro? And then you got to, dude, the guy's he's tripping, bro. He's tripping. You know? Like, I don't want no sopa talk about me. Yeah. Keep that novela MTV shit, all that TMZ, all that caca out of here. I don't want that. And keep the drama. You run drama, bro. You should have saw me years ago. I would have stabbed you. That's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's the way you grew up.
Yeah, it's just like now I'm gonna play it safe and I'm play it cool and I might sue you.
I think
it's like stab, sue.
I just think that, you know, kids from the hood, the way we respond to things, we're prone to be violent.
Because it's like that ego macho. Ego is not my amigo.
You said something very important. Hell,
the ego is not my amigo. I heard that in a meeting, an NA meeting. This white lady came up and was like, you know, she died like 6 days clean. It's like,
look like a fucking zombie.
The ego is not my amigo. That's why I'm here. I'm like, I love you, lady. Yeah.
So I just think the way we respond to confrontation and the way they respond to certain things at a young age, we're prone. Yeah. Because that's our environment.
Right.
Like, bro, you gonna let that fool just fucking talk to you like that?
You just let him,
what
homie?
the fuck? Hell nah, fool. You know?
Not even.
And I just think that as adults now, we process things a little bit different.
Yeah. Big time.
We're gonna be like, yeah, maybe I don't wanna
maybe I don't want to go to jail and spend the rest of my life in there today. Starting today.
I said the story, I was at the Dodger game and some fool, I don't know. For me, he got a little bit.
Was he wearing a Giants jersey with me?
This motherfucker. No, he was wearing a Dodger one. And I don't know what happened. I was telling Jesus.
Friendly fire.
You know, and I was just like, man. Like in my mind, I was like, the fuck? And I was like,
hey, my jersey's better than yours.
You know, and I was like, damn, fool. Like,
I'm a bigger Dodger fan than you. Fool.
I was like, no.
Wait, what did he say to you? My hair's better than yours. I use more Tres Flores. What do you use?
Dude, so I had, like, we were drinking a beer in those little yellow ones.
Yeah.
And the yellow seats in the hundreds.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's first come, first serve, right? I didn't know that. So this fool tried to play me like, hey, homie, it's my seat.
Man, you're sitting in my seat, homie.
Yeah, but I was like super cool. Like, this happened like a year ago. So I was like, oh, shit, my bad. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then the homie.
And he said, and then you move to the next seat. He's like, hey,
dude,
you're still sitting in my seat, homie.
Nah. And then I had like some homies next to me, right? Like,
they were like, Charlie.
No, they were like, it looked like they just, you know, like they looked like they were cool, you know, they look like they were ready to get down, homie. And they were like, hey, perro. That's exactly what happened. Hey, perro. These seats are first come, first serve. That fool played you.
So then he pumped you up.
He fucking made me feel like.
And then I was like,
and then I said, is that right?
Let me take another sip of this shot.
And then I was like, hey, homie.
And then you said, hey, homie, hold on. Let me take another sip.
And then I said, hey, homie. And
Braver
then like,
every
his
time.
homie like squared up, like, hey, fool, tu shaway. And then I was like,
and then
I stood there as an adult. I was like, all right, dog. I said, I had good seats. So I was like, all right. And I told the homie, hey, homie.
Did you go to the jail or to the hospital, homie?
That's what I was nowhere, bro. I fucking walked. I went to my seats. I sat there. Yeah. I was mad for like
you
2
only
innings.
were looking at the game with one eye, like, fuck, hey, this game looks like.
I was mad for 2 innings, and then I was like,
let's
come
get out
on,
of here.
dog. Come on, bro. It's whatever, dog.
Shake it out. Yeah, let's be friends.
I was like, I call that an adult moment.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we
now in
be
my
friends?
mind, I had played out this whole scenario.
Yeah.
Shit was going to go down.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. But now.
10 years ago, you would have
How am I going to get home? Either, you don't know. This fool might have fucking gave me a black eye or some shit.
Maybe this fool's waiting for you with 20 Carlos in the parking lot.
Hey, fucking
have a nice day. No, I don't know, dog. Maybe his homeboy's talking like Popeye. And
I think his homies were more scared than him. He was like, hey, I think this was gonna hit you, dog. Like, but
he'll fuck your hair up when he hits you, dog. Come on, he ain't fucking with the hair, dog.
Like,
come on.
I got the mocha de gorilla extra strength.
He's like, what?
Homie?
You want to bang? You want to mess up this hair with that bottle? Are you kidding me? Fuck the skull. I'm talking about my hair.
I said, you see this shit? Moco de gorilla does not move, fool.
And that's moco de gorilla, homie.
So,
damn it.
Okay. How did you do your hair? I'm telling you, dog.
Fucking every streak, it's like a drawing.
I'm telling you.
It's like a drawing in prison.
It's an art.
It's a prison drawing, homie, in pencil.
It's an art. And then
you belong in an envelope, dog. You belong in a sobre, homie. Like,
so
straight corker in here, homie.
I know you did. It was a 7-year stretch. Like once you
went, it sentenced me 7, but I ended up doing like more than that. Yeah.
How was that?
Because just things happen. So many things happen. Level 4, it sentenced me to I was getting in trouble in the county jail. Didn't even know that it was adding up all this shit before I everybody's like, have fun in the county, fool. Do what you want. They didn't tell me. They didn't say that it was gonna be added up to my I should have been in a level 2 or 3, bro, first time. And end up in a level 4 because all the mamadas that I did in the county jail added up to the like a stack, bro. And then in court, I'm like, wait, you have a 115 write up. You have not a 115. It's called a write up in the county jail. You go to something. It's not. It's like a different type of write up. But I have a bunch of in the hole, in the dungeons, like C status, all this shit. Juke ball. Who knows juke ball? Oh my God, juke ball. Juke ball's like. You eat that shit, it's like a combination of all the bellow they had the whole week, and it's made into a patty. And they burn it, they cook it, and they flip it, and you can see like pieces of lettuce, corn, like you see carrot, you see pieces of like other bellow that we had for dinner, like dog, everything's mixed in a juke ball. When you get in trouble, you know you've been in trouble when you eat juke ball and milk, homie, and that gives you the meanest bellows every damn boy. I was the king of the hill right there, papa. I was like, you want to hear him pour karaoke? It's bad, homie. I became like it was a symphony. I was the orchestrator of a symphony in there. I was like, It was like everybody had gas and it was so bad, homie. But you can't complain because you're part of the problem too.
It's because you're fucking ripping them too. So you're part of the orchestra.
Jack the Ripper, homie. Juan the Ripper. It was yuck.
So then the county, you did a bunch of shit.
Yeah, bullshit.
And then they shipped you over to Pelican Bay?
No. Oh, right? No. We're talking.
How'd that happen?
This is my third trip. My third go around to prison was Pelican Bay.
Okay.
So before that, I went to Salinas Valley, High Desert, and San Quentin, and then Pelican Bay.
So you've been to the big ones.
I ain't shit. That's it. I'm done. I threw in the fucking the going back the revolving door. I blew that motherfucker up. That's what it's done. Throw pedo on that.
So what lessons?
Boom. Huh?
So what lessons did you learn in there? That you're like, you know what? Come on, like fuck, I can't be in here.
Yeah,
like, what the
dog.
fuck?
Come on, dog. I'm on Flamin Hot now, dog. They're gonna try to extort me for all the Cheetos in there now. Eh? They want bags of Cheetos on demand. Nah, so nah, you know, just like better living, man. Just like me being me. This guy right here. This guy.
Trejo.
He's a big influence on my life. One of the biggest influences of my whole life, man. Like,
how'd you meet him?
A week after Pelican Bay, I got out. I go take pictures with this girl named the Brat Martinez. Lisa Brat Martinez. She's just from Texas. And she was going to come down and take pictures of me with her friend who passed away. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And he took some pictures with me. I met with her. We did headshots. She took dope headshots, fresh out of prison. Still smelled like prison soap. For all you ladies that like prison soap. No, I'm joking. But look, yeah, I still smelled like, you know, still had that prison funk. Like that yarda. No, I'm joking. Still had that knife in my ass. No, I'm joking. Hey, look. So, anyway. Hey, look. So, we took pictures. We did all kinds of stuff. We chilled. We did the whole day. She's like, well, I'm going to go have lunch with Danny Trejo. You want to come? And I go, machete? Are you kidding me? Oh, no, I can't step on his toes. In my mind, I'm like, nah, he probably wants a one-on-one, you know? Like what I said, one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? But he probably wanted that, and I didn't want to step on him. No. So she calls him, puts him on the phone. And all I hear is, oh yeah, what prison did he come out of? What prison you come out of, homie? And I'm like, Pelican Bay. Oh, Pelican Bay? Yeah, come on through. I want to meet you. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come to meet you at the cantina. Yeah. So we go to the cantina in Hollywood. And I'm like, oh shit.
And this is you fresh out.
I'm like doing push-ups in the car, homie.
30 burpees before you went in?
As I sit in the car, I'm doing burpees on my mind. Mental burpees. Like, I'm doing 22 count. So I get there and he's like, we cool, man. Just start talking. 20 minutes turned into 3 hours, bro.
Nah.
We had a gang of tacos. I was taco. Trejo filled up. He filled my belly. So I was like, man. He gave me his phone number. Next time, like a week later, he takes me to a funeral. I go to a funeral, bro, of a kid. 19-year-old kid had a funeral and died, bro, in the LA riots. Like the riots with, remember the Dodgers and the Lakers they won? And then there was, in the Valley, there was a kid that got shot. No, 19-year-old. So Blinky Rodriguez, Mario Castillo, Danny Trejo. I'm with them. I'm like, and he has a chauffeur and they pick us up and we're going. I'm just like, that's the first time, my first experience with Danny.
And you never met him before.
I thought like I knew him in movies. I was like, shit, Machete, come on, bro. And fucking the one with Antonio Banderas. Mariachi, homie. Come on. Kidding me?
He came out on Breaking Bad too.
He was Desperado, Anaconda. Come on, dog. Let's go. Spy Kids. Come on, homie.
He came out on Breaking Bad.
Homie.
Homer. Tortuga. Oh shit.
Yeah, he's pretty much like iconic, you know. So, and then like I was there when he had the Madame Tussauds doll, that whole little statue of him. I was there when he's always brought me to stuff and introduced me to people, and so I kind of like I look at him as far as like influential and trying to be like him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to a meeting tonight at El Barrio in San Fernando, the Barrio meeting with Mario and a bunch of our friends, you know, and Danny will be there. Yeah.
So then Danny Trejo was the one that like inspired you to be like a actor, or
I would say
how was acting?
I've always been inspired to be an actor as a kid.
Okay.
I couldn't afford karate classes, couldn't afford to be in. My mom didn't know how to get me into TV and stuff, but I told them, like, when I was a kid, I was making people laugh. And yeah, mijo, you're a little funny kid. You should do commercials and stuff. But nobody knows how to get you in. And you just look at them and be quiet, and hopefully it just, nobody says nothing. And then you start stabbing people, and you start growing up. You start ditching school and smoking weed and doing all kinds of crimes and stuff. And then you ride a skateboard, and then finally something like with the camera comes up and says, hey, man, you could be in a movie, dude. You do that. Things like that happen, You just start as you beat people up and you start getting beat up and things happen and you get arrested plenty of times and chased and smoked enough crack, things will start landing for you and things will start happening. It's just a line. It's just a thing that you got to do. You got to live it. You got to go through. You got to be homeless. You got to be addicted, and you got to be smoking crack, and you got to fight your life and fight your way out of it. And that's what I did, bro. I try to fight my way out of it, and I'm still fighting to this day. And now I'm done with the drugs, and I'm past the bullshit people. That I don't need to be around no more because they're like they suck you back and hold you down and like do all this crazy stuff, and like I don't want them to suck the life out of me, So I've been trying to fight back this whole time, like, and meaning like I have my skateboard friends, I have my actor friends, and I know where my hood friends are, and I know who my real friends are, and I have bits and pieces in everything, bits and pieces. Like I know who's with me and I know who's not, and I kind of know that they know that I'm in their corner too, So with that, like, I don't want to be false on no interview and be like, oh, I'm only, I do this and I do that. Like I'm just like everyone else. And right now I'm, with the strike and everything going on, there's a lot of opportunity coming up that has nothing to do with acting, but that's because like I just been put in a position to like receive that, like somehow it just falls and lands on me. When you're, it's a cliche. They say when you do good things happen to you. Well, when you do good things happen to you. It's the truth. When you sober up and you clean up and you're walking that path and you're taking care of yourself and you're clear, you don't have to be on drugs, but as long as you clear that cloud in your head and that mind space, like that, we all have energy. And if it's good energy, you attract good energy. And then like you end up being a better person. And then you feel when that other type of energy is around you, and you just want to fucking swim away, bro.
Fuck yeah.
I want to go fast.
You're 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
And that's when I think clarity, I just said it last week, like clarity is super important because it allows you to see things for what they are.
Right.
It's like it's not clouded. It's not, you see things for what they are.
Yeah.
And it gives you a better, like you could see your road, like the path, a little bit more clear, right?
And you could smell bullshit coming from a mile away. Man. And then you know who's genuine. And I kind of feel like I'm a good sense of character, like good sense of judgment of character on people. And I feel like I am. And, I've had to make stories up to like get out of places. I had to make stories up to get into places in life. And so when they, hey, when did you start acting? Shit. I started acting as soon as I could start talking,
I was 3, homie.
Yeah. Ask me when I took my first hit. That's different. But like, I think I've been acting all my life. Like always, even with my parents. Like, when the report card, it's like they're so fucked up on, like, they don't really remember. I'm like, Mom, I gave you that report card and you signed it. You sure, Mio? Mom, I'm positive. I know you did. Does these eyes lie? I would never lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll cry, motherfucker. I'll cry right now. Like,
and that right there.
And that, my mama, okay. Report card never got signed. And I was like, I started lying to teachers, lying to girls.
Lying to the girls.
So when you're lying, you're pretty much, you got your own script in your head, bro. But as long as you come back to reality and know that you're not Ricky Schroeder. No.
Yeah.
I'm not Silver Spoons. No. I'm Plastic Spoons. Bell Gardens, Echo Park. That's where spoons are at. Damn, we don't have silver spoons. Get the
nah, we don't have any of that shit.
A train set in your house.
But it gave
your
us
hair is so perfect. Some of
it. But it gave us a skill, I think.
Yeah.
Like to be able to see bullshit, call bullshit, and know who's full of shit. and then start cutting motherfuckers off, because I think it's like a sixth sense.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't really like cutting people off unless they're like a toxic, like
los
cancer.
tóxicos, like los tóxicos, like
cancers.
Cut.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
But you know, I like. Sometimes you need those people around, bro, to separate the weeds from the real flowers and plants. You know, you need to keep them around. Because it shows a big difference. You get rid of all those guys, and it's just all of us looking at each other next. We're all gonna, what are we gonna do? Well, now you're next, fool. You know. So we gotta keep them around because they, you know, and keep them at bay, but keep them around
because it keeps you on your toes.
Because they keep me grounded, homie. I drive through Skid Row all the time when I go to church on Sunday, or any chance I get coming from my mom's house back to mine's in Hollywood, going from Bell Gardens to Hollywood. I take the streets sometimes, and I'll go through Skid Row and downtown and just watch all the shit that I could have been participating in. I could have been fucking fully engulfed in, because that's where I have relatives there right now on the streets, scante warriored out. So yeah, I know where I could have been, and I know I know where I'm headed. But it's always good to know where you fucking could have been, homie, because, you know, my due date, my real date of my release prison date is July 26, 2026. And I've been home for almost 3 years now, and I've been working every day, homie, trying to just make right. So you
That's
need
a blessing,
you know,
dog.
my true mentality of me being a hustler and me paying it forward is sobriety and my faith in God. I can't do one without the other. So me being forward and straight with you and telling you that what I'm gonna do is because it's just me doing what I'm supposed to do and following my path. And sometimes the path will like try to drift you off and steer you off the road, but you got to be the one to navigate, man, because there's so many things as I drive and so many little things that I get calls from, well, my family, friends, and other people that I'm affiliated with, that I'm like, wow, man, I'm so glad they see me as a person that's shooting for the stars, because if not, I'd be dragged into this, and I'm not getting dragged into it. It's by choice if I do now, or something that had to be very bad, but thank God it's none of that. But I know the choices I make right now are because people have that respect and that common courtesy to see where I'm going without even telling me, without even saying it. They see the path I'm on, and they respect it enough not to even bother with him. He's on his shit. But the minute I go left, or the minute I go right, that's a different story. Now I'm showing you that I want to put my feet on the ground and be with you guys and run with you. But for as far as right now, me coming out of the Bay and everything, and just having those good communication skills with people, and like the ties that I have with my father and my family and friends and everything, I'm on a path, and like there's nothing that can stop me but me, you know. And I got the best of both worlds, bro. It's so beautiful to have that, like, because I could go into like Echo Park, and I could go to the neighborhoods, and I could go out to like Compton, and I could go anywhere in Long Beach, in the Valley, San Gabriel, and I got love from everyone up in different. Like I'm going to Idaho tomorrow morning. I'll be leaving for Idaho, Caldwell, Idaho. There's a big Jefitos. They're doing a big car show, one of the biggest out there. I'll be out there with a bunch of other people, influential people, and like another actor, the guy that plays Ernie on George Lopez show.
On the George Lopez show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he also played in Blood and Blood. I know he played in American Me. I think he came out American Me.
He did.
Yeah,
huh?
he did. Yeah, he's old school, man. He's a vet in my book, and you know, I've never met him, but I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna meet him this weekend, and I'm happy to be sitting next to him. You know, signing autographs. Like I don't even feel like I'm in that. Like I don't even think I'm in that category of being sitting next to this guy. You know what I mean? He's been in legit shit, bro. Like I've been in some legit shit too, but like I think his legitimacy runs. He's like a big star. I mean, Ernie, come on, dog. I know him as Ernie. You know,
Ernie,
dude. Ernie's
back in the days.
He's so funny, bro, and he's so like I just, you know. So anyway, I'm honored to be sitting next to him.
looking back, right?
Yeah.
You're going forward and you're doing great things.
Yeah.
And when you look back, you got to give yourself some credit, right?
Oh,
like,
man, I do.
Does it feel like fuck?
I feel like I escaped and made it, bro. But I'm still, I feel like I made it. Look, you have levels to like. It's like a video game, right? And like you made it out of this stage, and now you're going to the next. But it's never going to be as bad as it was back then. You've been past all the hardest stuff you can ever go through in life. So now, from this point on, everything is going to be. That's going to be challenging, but it ain't never going to be as hard as it was back then. You understand that? There's no way it could be as hard as that. So if I made past that, then you definitely could. You just got to study, work hard, and stay on the yellow brick road, and you'll make it to where you need to be. It's all in God's timing. It's not mine.
And when things do get when things do get challenging, and you're like, "Fuck, this is like stressful."
But
you look back and you're like,
and I'm like, "Dude, what?
Stop, dog." You know, I do that a lot. I'm like,
there was times when I'm so caught up with this whole little political shit. Like, if I step out the cell, we're going at it with these fools. Like, one of us, we're all getting stabbed, homie. We're all getting stabbed and beat up, and we're all gonna come out something like. There's nothing more stressful than that. Coming out, having to just. Bro, it's like on site. You're just like, you're in your, you're ready for to die, or ready to go to take a motherfucker out, or whatever it is, whatever needed at the time. That's what you're. So I have that same mentality to go forth and do it on stage and get in front of these cameras and to be in a movie, to be in a film. I'll study for the role. Like I've studied years of Meisner, and I've method, and I've taken like little courses here and stuff, and I've had like personal trainers, and it's been great, man. They all tell me one thing. They have this one thing in common, and I swear I'm not just talking, I'm not just saying, but they go, every actor studies what you've gone through. All the actors that I know, this is them talking, majority of them, all the actors I've studied with and trained have to go into books and have to go into real character study to go and find what you've lived. And I'm like, fuck. So what does that mean? So what does that mean? He goes, you got it. You just have to dig into it. And I'm still
this is part of your life.
And I'm still like, okay, so the tragic homeless time when you were drugged out of your mind in the streets and you felt like you wanted to kill yourself, and when you just had nothing to live for, the times when you were just like hurting people and you had no remorse for them, and the times when you were just like cry and you broke down crying in prison because you felt remorse and you felt like pity and like you felt like worthless and shit, but you didn't want your cellie to hear you cry. So, you get looked at as weak and you're a new guy in a fucking level 4. And like you just have this epiphany, like of all out of nowhere, you're saying your prayers at night, because that's what my mother and my Auntie Esther always told me to do, is say my prayers. Rest in peace, my Auntie Esther. My mom's still alive, Bell Gardens. So I'm like, I would say my prayer, and then all of a sudden I just like, damn, I start thinking about the dude that I like, the people that like I hurt for no reason, bro. And so I think about that right now, and it gets me. You know what I mean? It just makes me like, if I think about too much, these are things that we've all passed or have someone that lived this kind of lifestyle, right? Well, I just happen to have it, and I just happen to live it, and I'm here to talk about it, and I'm doing something great, and I don't have to like go back to that no more. But now I see other guys in my position back then, and I see them going through it, and I'm like, I see these I like to work with the youth, young men and women, man. And like today, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was homeless, and like she was living in her car, and it was her birthday. So I told her, look, I took her to go eat. I gave her a skateboard and try to like hang out with her and invite her to some things, and like so she can get, and she ended up getting like just that little boost. Gave my little Sophie Bear, that's her name, Sophie Bear, and she got herself a job and got her life together and shit. And now she calls me on her birthday and like, hey, remember you gave me a skateboard and helped me out with some money? And I gave her, I just gave her a little, and I told her, and she could stay at my house. I have a couch. Bro, there's no strings attached. I got my own room. You know what I mean? I do that with people. If, need be, if I trust you enough. And like, She's not a threat, you know. She's like this small, real thin. I just wanted to help, man. That's all.
But sometimes people need that help, and you don't realize how impactful that is to her.
Right.
You know, like,
well, it was for me too.
Well, like maybe,
but I'm paying it forward, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just paying it forward because people have done that to me too. People done that with me when I was cracked out of my mind. Girls have helped me. Girls that I developed relationships with that had no idea that I was smoking dope, and they found out the hard way. You understand? And I regret that. And all the people that I robbed, and everybody that I hurt and stole money from, you know, and then I borrowed without asking. You know what I'm saying? I like to say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna borrow that Lakers sweater, homie, and but I'm asking you, okay, at gunpoint. But I'm asking you,
nicely.
Yeah, nicely.
Don't ring.
So there's no crime here. There's no crime here, okay? Because he gave it to me at gunpoint. He agreed. No, I'm joking.
You think you know, when you were doing things like that is because you were hurt and you were lost?
Well, it's like,
or it's a combination of a lot of things.
I think it's a lot of everything, man. Like I feel like my father had played a part in it, you know. And I hope you guys get to meet my father for like 5 minutes. Just
actually, I'm gonna sit down with him after.
And just, you know, look, he played a part in it. You know, I'm gonna tell him to keep it real. You know, I'm telling him, hey man, just lay it on him. Just, you know, because it's what it is. You know, we were young, and it was kids growing up with kids. You know, and then when the older kid is your father and he has a drug problem, you know, it's like, what are you gonna do? Before I even started skating, I've seen my dad whoop some ass, climb the fence, fucking beat the shit out of people, stab people. Like, there were guns in the pad. I seen him use it. I seen a lot of shit. So I respected and feared this man. And then he's telling me, you know what? I'm not raising my kid to be no punk. That kid that's taking money from you, here, give me your pencil. And he sharpened it with his knife. And he put it in my pocket and he said, you take this to school next to me and you hold it like this and you stab that motherfucker. And that's how he's not gonna take money from you again. So the minute so I didn't do it the next day. I was scared. But I came home and I lied to him and said I did it. The kid took my shit and I said, I came home and said I did it, Dad. And I hid the pencil. And I never see my dad grabbed me and hugged me and gave me a hug and said, I love you, mijo. And I never fucking felt that. And that was like one of the first times, you know, we were like, and I really remember that. So the next day I was like, fuck that, I'm stabbing that kid. I'm stabbing the shit out of him. My dad loves me. Because it felt good. Because he fucking, so the next day the kid just sat there. He looked at me and I just fucking let him have it in the arm 3 times. 3 times. Wah, rah, rah. All the shoulder and the arm. And then the lady, like, he just sat there. He was his MO was to sit there and then turn around eventually and be like, hey, what do you got, Fabian? I didn't even give him a chance to say that. As soon as he sat there, my dad loves me. Oh, man. Fucking teacher's aide got to me. I look like the aggressor. And she takes me and she's like, but my dad loves me. No, I'm saying I didn't say that. But it was but in my heart, I was like, my dad loves me. I did it for you, Dad. Daddy, fucking I did it for you, motherfucker. But no. They called him. We didn't have a phone. The hippie neighbors downstairs. There was hippies that we used to go to school with, and I used to always hit the girl because I liked her, eh? But I used to always fuck with her and hit her. And like, so his name was Chris downstairs. And he had long hair and shit, and his house smelled like fucking Venice Beach, homie. I loved it. So the phone call, he calls my dad. My dad walks to the school. By that time, the paisa parents of that kid, the kid that hit me, he had hair like you, fool. Oh, shit. There was moco de gorilla back then? Yeah, homie. It was probably Tres Flores, but you know what? But he had hair like you, fool. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Kind of looked like you, dog. Is your name Walter? Because his kid's name was Walter. Weltel. Oh, Weltel. Weltel.
You fucking.
And you better say it like Weltel, because it was well and a tel, not Walter. Weltel. So Weltel fucking got the blues that day. But he was fucking me up for all the first and second grade, homie.
That's what he gets for trying to.
Yeah, but he tried to make that, you know, that hair thing became a thing for me, homie. I go after guys with that hair, dog. No, I'm joking. No, not today. We don't do that. But listen, so my dad comes in, and he's like, and he's pissed, like puffing, and he's like, okay. He goes, all right. And hey, and the principal's, hi, Mr. And he's, oh, is that, I know, did my son do this? And I was like, what the fuck? You just told me this morning to do it. Are you fucking kidding? What? Like my whole shit dropped and I'm like, and you when you're crying, you just don't cry. And, like, and I was just like, fuck, I'm dead. And he's fucking, my dad's like, all right, I'll take care of him. Don't worry about that. But you know what? This kid shouldn't be touching my son. He shouldn't be taking his money. He should be fucking putting a hand on my son. And that's what you fucking get. You're lucky my son did this to you. And, you know, your parents should show your kids. And the paisa parents were like, sí, señor, no quiere problema. You know, they were like small, dude. But my dad came in like, don't be fucking, your kid's hitting my kid. And he's bigger than him. He's in the 4th grade. My kid's in the 2nd grade. He's fucking hitting him. That's what he gets. He's been doing this shit for a long time. And they were scared, bro. And I was scared. And I was just like, fuck, I have to go home with him. He grabbed me by the arm. We left. I was running. He was walking. And I'm like, and he grabbed me, swung me around. He goes, come here. Fucking glad you did that. And I was like, Dad. And he was like, Mio, stop. I love you. You did good. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And he was like, we took me for ice cream. And she said, shut the fuck up. He said, shut up, you're good. And we left, and I was like, damn, fuck. The next day I came back to myself. I was like, fuck, I can stab people now. My dad loves me. My dad is, I swear to my mom. I swear, my whole family knows this shit. So that shit continued, fool.
So then from then, it's just starting to be like, what the fuck you say? Yeah. Oh. Shit.
I love Michael Myers, fool.
That's your favorite dog?
Michael Myers. Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Like, what you mean?
Lake.
Hey, fool,
Go to meet me at Crystal Lake.
Did you just
Silver Lake? Silver Crystal Lake. Echo Park Lakes. But we're going to get Frio out and then we're going to go sa, okay? It'll be more like sa. Homie.
And now I'm, yeah, we're going to sit your dad down. Yeah. I got some questions. Like, man. Yeah.
But let's see him. Let's get him.
Let's get him. Let's do it. Bring him.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Fuck it. Get him.
How much time we have? Look at the camera, Jerry. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, we're good.
Ready? Sir, how proud are you of your son right now? Now that he's doing acting and he's been in a couple movies.
Extremely. Couldn't be any more prouder than what I am right now. I mean, every time I look into his page and what he's doing, it just amazes me, you know, because he went from being in trouble to being a productive human being, you know, and everybody looks up to him, and that's what I like about it. Everywhere he goes, people recognize him.
And how was he growing up?
He was he was his own self. He ran with a little bunch of friends that he had. He grew up with, but he was mostly he was outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really like to be told what to do too much. He liked to do things his own way, and he would do it his own way, but it would come out, you know, like it was supposed to. He's always been a leader. I know that. He's not a follower, because I never was, and he never is.
Do you think you had a lot of influence in his life, and like when you were young and he looked up to you and he tried to mimic some of the things that you were doing?
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's what I didn't like about it. You know, I wasn't too proud of what I was doing at the time, but I was so caught up in my own self at the time, I wasn't paying attention to him. So he took his own outlet and went skating. That's how he let his anger and everything out, because he didn't like to see what was going on in the house, you know. It was storm off, man, physical up. One time, he ran away, he said, and we didn't even know it.
So he's like, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm running away.
Yeah, I just came back. That I'd been gone.
For fucking 2 months.
Oh, shit. Nobody noticed.
Okay. He was always in and out, you know what I mean, with his friends.
So when he mentioned the story about that kid he stabbed in school, and he said that it made him, when he stabbed him, that little kid, for taking his money, and you embraced him and you told him you loved him. And I think that, as kids, like, we want that from our parents. So I think, you think that attributed him continuing to do certain things like that? Because he wanted your attention, your affection.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Because at that time, I was in the Marine Corps, so I wasn't home a lot. So when I would come home and stuff, when I would hear him doing bad things, I would discipline him by making him do push-ups. And because I wouldn't hit him, I don't like hitting. I don't believe in that. But I think it contributed to him being a better man.
Absolutely.
And I got buff as fuck.
Well, that too.
Hitting the burpees and then the fucking push-ups and everything.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. So, growing up in Echo Park, in your era, there was a lot of shit going on. It was
Oh yeah, for sure.
gangs, drugs, all that, right?
I lost so many friends back in the 70s. I couldn't even count them. Growing up, people were getting shot left and right every day. Nobody was fighting anymore. Everybody was picked up guns at that time. That's what it was about.
It was super. Yeah, it was a lot of shootings. There was a lot of gang stuff going on.
It was crazy.
How do you feel now? Like, if you like drive by Echo Park and you see how it has changed. How does that?
I think it changed for the better because it was getting bad. It was getting bad to where the houses were going downhill. They wasn't taking care of the neighborhood the way it used to back in the day. A lot of immigrants moved into Echo Park, and that's when everything changed. But in my time when I was growing up, it was like all about, you couldn't go 7 blocks down because you would get jumped. You have to stay in your little area. And it was like that, even crossing Sunset, that was Echo Park. Crossing Temple was Diamond Street. So you had to, walk a straight line where you went, watch your back at all times. Now we taught him to do the same thing.
And now that it's changed, regentrified.
We're giving backpacks away in Echo Park.
Oh yeah.
And does it make you feel some type of way, like when you pass by, like it'll make you feel like, what happened to our people? Like, what happened to our neighborhoods?
Oh yeah, it's funny how everybody adapted though. At first everybody was rebelling against it, they didn't like it. Now even my son hangs around right there in Sunset. My other son, he hangs out there. He likes all that. The
hipster crowd.
The hipster crowd.
Yeah, that's what it is. My tia's been living there for 40 years, and she likes it. It's a lot safer now.
Yeah. Well, all those neighborhoods are a lot safer, right? Echo Park, Silver Lake, Boyle Heights. Now you have...
Well, they gentrified,
yeah. Now it's like trickling down. So it started with the Boyle Heights, Lincoln Heights, and now East LA.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like going slowly, and now you're starting to see in my neighborhood where I grew up at, Huntington Park, now it's like sprinkling down and shit. This shit is changing.
It's good. It's for the best.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there anything that you look back now that you would change in terms of parenting, like maybe adapting this or doing this a little bit different?
Yeah, I wouldn't have got busted as much. I wouldn't have got busted, period, if I could have helped it back in the day, because once I did it, I kept on repeating everything. It took me like 20 years to finally get out parole. So that took up a lot of my time, too.
How much time did you do?
I did a total about, I would say, like 11 years.
Wow.
But not straight, like 2 years here, 4 years here, 3 violations.
And that took time from your kids?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah. So when you would go in and come out, you would come out with, like, nothing really changed? Like, you would just go in and say, and go back to...
I was repeating myself every time I would come out because I was using drugs. And that's what I would do when I got out. I wasn't going out. I wasn't even checking with my parole officer. It would take him like a year or two to catch me, but he would.
Wow.
He would.
So then it would just repeat then. So you would come out, go back to doing drugs, and then until they found you, boom, you went back.
There was no programs back in my day. There was no programs. You just got kicked out to the streets with your $200 and that was it. Even if you had a problem, they didn't care.
Robberies, restaurants, everything, that was all on the table. You just go...
So it was fucking free game.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it, like whatever it is.
Yeah, and my brother was a bank robber, not me.
Yeah.
And back then, PCP was a thing.
Oh yeah. I was smoking that frequently. I started out with what do you call it? Angel dust.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to the Dipper.
Yeah.
But then I really didn't smoke that much. I quit. My wife and my sister-in-laws, they would smoke more. So when I would be around them, of course I would smoke with them. But I didn't really like the high that much anymore.
But you would come out and be clean.
So, yeah.
And then go back because you're around a bunch of dirt.
Everybody's getting high, yeah.
Yeah. So 2 years in prison, you're clean.
So you're clean in 2 years in prison, and then they release you back to the same shit that got you in.
Hello.
Right. Exactly. Over and over.
That's tough. So that's why it's like, it's tough. Do you think that now the system is better equipped and prepared for people that do have substance problems that go in and come out?
Well, yeah, he's living proof right there. For
Yes.
sure. Him and his friend, they both in the same program, and that helped him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it did.
How do you feel seeing him on the big screen?
Oh man, it was beautiful. I couldn't stop smiling.
Because they should.
Because that's his dream, you know. It's been my dream to see him have his.
And I think there's no better feeling that seeing your kids, half of you being productive, doing great things in the community, being on the big screen. Like, I could just imagine, like, you know, I have 3 kids. So I'm like, man, I don't know how I would be like a little kid myself just watching my child on the big screen.
It was beautiful watching him.
Wow.
And seeing all the people that he worked with embrace him the way he did, you know. They all became friends, really nice.
And how's your relationship with your son now?
Oh, 100%. It's always been good. Always. We keep it at 100, you know. If he don't see something I don't like, he'll tell me, you know, like that. He pulls me up.
I know he said that, you know, when you told him that you loved him at he was 10, yeah, he made him
When I did the stabbing.
Yeah.
I felt embraced.
You know?
I stuck up for myself, and he wanted me not to be a punk. Yeah.
How often do you embrace your son now and you tell him that you love him?
Every day. That's
and how?
All our kids. We're not scared to say we love you, you know?
No. We do it more often.
Man. You know, I didn't have that. So to me, it's like still, like 2 weeks ago, my dad told me that he loved me for the first time.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know how to act.
Is he okay?
I was just like, you know, and it took a tragic incident. His brother was, so it was just a lot going on. And then when he told me that he loved me, I was just like, I froze. I didn't even know what to say. I'm going to be 40. So this is not something that I was used to. But like for me, for my kids, I tell them I love them like every day. So just to see that you guys have been able to build that bond and you know, better your relationship, that's big. And I think that is something that needs to get acknowledged and enforced in our community. Right. Because I come from immigrant parents. And that's not, you know, showing love and doing, you know, certain things. It's old-fashioned. It's super old-fashioned. Oh, hell yes.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yes.
I got a lot of pride.
Oh my God.
Very disciplined and prideful.
Like I said, that's why when my dad told me, I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening right now? My wife was like, what the fuck did he just say? I was like, I don't fucking know. What the fuck? So it's just, you know, it makes me happy that, you know, to see, you know, father and son and they're bonding and he went through his trials and tribulations just like everybody else, but he's doing something great. Oh, yeah, and he's empowering our community, and he's doing things that not a lot of other people do. So, yeah, I just think you should be really proud.
I am. Thank you.
But I really wanted to, you know, have a little moment with you, sir, because I know that he talked a lot about, you know, he really looks up to you, and I think we all do as kids. Like, we look up to our parents, we do. And then sometimes, you know, the machismo or the certain things don't allow us to say certain things, but maybe one day I'll have my own dad right here. That'd be nice. You know, it would be nice. I don't know if I could keep a straight face, so I'll probably start crying and shit, like, you know, but thank you so much, sir, and I really appreciate you, man. Yeah.
split.
Just like 5-10 more minutes.
All right. Yeah.
The Flamin Hot movie. Bro, that is a dope ass movie, bro.
It is.
How did you get casted? How did that happen?
Eva Longoria, man. I have a friend named Brian Jones who helped me put it together. My friend Brian Jones got me the audition. Eva Longoria had already been using my image a year and a half before I even did the film. Before the pandemic, she had already my image and using like paper cuts and like stuff of the Cholos Try. You know the Cholos Try, where we did a long time ago?
Yeah.
She was already using us as what she wanted. But what she didn't know that I was in Pelican Bay doing time. And so the pandemic hit, they stalled production. This took 5 years to make, 7 years or something like that.
No
So
way.
they could have gone any year, but it just happened to be at the right time. I get out of prison. I work on the Mayans. I'm doing all this other social media stuff that I like to do. And then I get called I get an audition from my friend Brian Jones, and saying that there's a movie that they want to do with Eva Longoria. Desperate Housewives? Eva Longoria? She was the pretty one. She was the hot one. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Sign me up. Let's do it. I did the audition. They liked me. My friend Brian Jones is the one that sealed the deal. But then I ended up, at that time, I mentioned it to Danny Trejo, and he's like, you're probably going to need an agent. So let's get you an agent. So his agent, who was Gloria Hinojosa, she signed me up. So now I'm under Danny.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Danny. But Danny Emilio and, certain quite a few other people. But I'm in that umbrella right there. And it's crazy, man. Like, then they found out it was like even more crazier. As we get closer, I'm about to sign the contract. Everything's coming. Getting emails. I did a Zoom. They auditioned me on Zoom. They loved me. I saw Eva Longoria's face. I saw everybody. I'm like, ah! You know what I'm saying? Like, and now it's like I meet, the producer and stuff. Like, Devon Franklin, and then they find out that I'm on parole, and I can't leave L.A., let alone California, to go to New Mexico to film, and it's in New Mexico, and I'm like, oh shit, it's not gonna be done in L.A., like right on my block. No, like no, it's gonna be like far, stupid, and I had to let them know, and at this point, I don't even think my agent knows that I'm on parole. She don't know that I can't leave California. I didn't tell nobody. Only the ones that know it, like Danny and Mario, So the production company has no idea that I'm on parole, and I just got out of Pelican Bay 6 months and doing 5 years in the shoe. They have no idea. Fuck! They have no clue. I OD'd in San Quentin, and went and brought me back with Narcan, like,
Fuck.
Ding. And so anyway, yeah, man, that happened.
So how did you get around that?
So Danny goes, we got to talk to his PO. We got to go now and talk to everybody. And Mario started getting, Danny. That's my impression of Danny. Is it good? No.
It's decent.
Like
it's decent.
It needs work. It needs work. It needs work. I need water. Okay, so, but anyway, they went to go talk to my PO, and Danny. As soon as they saw Danny, they're like, "Oh, Danny Trejo." But what sold it and sealed the deal? Danny Trejo's Donuts.
No.
Probation officers are police. They love donuts. And we came with 36 donuts.
Oh,
3 dozens. And they were all sprinkled.
Oh, shit.
Expensive Danny Trejo donuts, bro. They're expensive, fool. Just like his tacos, fool.
Damn.
Expensive. You better pay for that Danny T.
Shit, I'm about to give me some fucking donuts later, bro.
So anyway, yeah, man.
So then they spoke to the POs and everything.
Got me the pad. They were like, take off, go ahead. I signed. I wanted to go for 30 days. They're like, yeah, take 45. Danny T, yeah, donuts.
Danny Trejo's donuts. Go try those shits. Yeah. They'll get you a 45-day extended pass.
Yes.
Damn.
Straight out the bay.
So you've been on the Mayans as well.
Yes.
And how was that?
It was dope, bro. I got casted before I could come out of Pelican Bay by Elgin James.
Okay. Oh.
I was casted before I could come out of Pelican Bay by Elgin James. Again, Danny Trejo is at the forefront center. Danny, there's an institutional video that goes on in prison, right? Institutional video. And I got like 4 or 5 months to go. And I see Danny Trejo talking with Mario, Mikey, his son, and Elgin James, Richard Cabral, and Scott Budnick. I'm like, dude, what? That's Scott Budnick who started ARC. That's Danny T, who we all know, who's like the man to be. And then we got Scott Budnick started ARC, and then Richard Cabral, who's in the Mayans MC. You know how it's made all that rhyme right now? You like
that shit was a flow.
Like a rap, homie. Sign me up. Trejo's music.
Trejo's music. Trejo's donuts. Trejo's tacos.
Everything. Trejo's cups.
Trejo's jail. Pretty soon.
Phones, Trejo's on air. Trejo's everything. Trejo's hustlers. Trejo's lights. Trejo's shirts. So anyway, yeah, man, it was good. And I signed up. Look, I seen that, and I'm like, I put up a ARC certificate online on my family's phone that they had at home, and you know, they did that. They posted it on my page, and then I got a response from Elgin James saying, "Hey man, let's get you out and create some magic. Get you on set." I was like,
and you were in a cell, getting this news.
Stop playing with me. Yeah, don't fucking play with me right now. I grabbed my homie, my Sally's head. Are you playing with me, homie? Stop playing with me, homie. I'm fucking kill you right now. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I was like, man, they want to book me now? Like, yeah, let's get. So as soon as I got out and got my Obama phone, I was doing this, and I called him, and then he missed. 3 weeks later, I'm on the set of Mayans, bro, talking to Jimmy Gonzalez, like we're best friends. Beltran.
That's fucking
everybody, dog. It was like cool.
So this was in the car. God had big plans for you then.
Yeah, man. It was like already set. And I was going to come out and be a janitor, like a clean up spills, blood spills. And I was cleaning up the blood spills in Pelican Bay. All the things that would happen. All that saku. I would clean up the sakus, bro. Little saku right here. It was everywhere.
Fuck.
Blood spill cleanup. I could clean the blood.
You blessed.
Homie. I could make blood stains disappear, homie. Remember that. This acting shit don't work out, homie. You know what I'm doing, right? Make it disappear, homie.
Damn.
No evidence.
So then, okay. So you've done the Mayans. You've been on Flamin Hot movie. So what's next?
This fool. Don't forget this fool.
Oh, this fool. That's right.
This fool.
This fool.
This fool right here, eh?
And how? Okay, let's talk about this fool. How did you get casted for that?
I have like Chris Estrada, bro. Chris Estrada is a friend of my friends, and like I auditioned. I had a conversation with him, and Chris liked me. Frankie liked me. They, you know, it's like consistent auditions. I was doing them. They would tell me to do an audition. Bro, they put me through the ringer, fool. You guys know, and I did it. But like, I would have like to do 3 different auditions, maybe 3 by tomorrow. 3 different characters. They want them done by tomorrow.
And when you do auditions,
and I did it. Showed up. I did everything they said, bro, and I loved it. That was like one of the best sets I've ever worked on, bro. It was so dope. First season, second season, I wasn't there as much, but I had fun, great time. Like, and hopefully there's a 3rd season. You know, because I know it's gonna go. I hope there's a 3rd season for me.
So when you do auditions, they give you a script and you got to memorize it? For each one?
Well, you got till tomorrow to book to film it. You got they want to see it by 12 o'clock noon tomorrow, or 5 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you got till right now. They just hit you up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, motherfucker, everything stops. That girl you were about to kiss, I got an audition. It's like, fuck, I have an audition. Yeah, sorry.
So, cafecito y vámonos.
If you're taking a masa and you're just like, ding, I got an audition. Cut it and wipe and gone. That's it. Drop it like it's hot, cut it short and be out. I got to do this. That's what it was for me, bro. It's on call like a doctor. Like a righteous one.
Oh, shit.
And I love that
that's
because
just crazy.
Because I want it, man. I want it badly. I wanted the part. I wanted the part that they gave me. And then I wanted the part that they gave me. It was the biggest part. It was all through the whole season. And they did the biggest thing that any actor could ever receive, bro. They changed the character name from Martin to Fabian. And they said, you earned it. You deserve it.
Damn.
So in my character named Fabian, that's how, nobody knows this. Nobody asked me this in the interview. It never. But that's the truth of that.
So you heard it here at True Hustle Podcast, homie.
Yeah, right. First.
Damn.
It's like, you earned it, bro. And I was like, damn, that's cool. That came from Chris's mouth and like a couple of the other producers, bro. And I was like, thank you, man. Like, it's nothing more satisfying to hear that, bro. I love that. And nothing else.
This is like a fucking movie, huh? Like a fucking real life movie. Like, you were in a cell. Then they're like, hey, we're going to cast you. And you're like, fuck, but I don't get out in a fucking couple months. And then you get out and then fucking it's just.
And then I start meeting Danny. And then Mayans, this fool, Evil Longoria, Flamin Hot. And there's so many things right now that I can't talk to you about. But just know that Mario Lopez is in my future. Mario Lopez.
Damn.
And I can't say nothing more. But I have a feeling we're going to be good friends. I'll just tell you right now, and we're
happy for you, bro.
And we might just be like classmates, like old times.
Damn, like Saved by the Bell, boo.
No, I'm joking.
AC Slater, wait.
I'll be lifting weights with AC Slater, bro. Yeah.
So
working on my dimps.
So all right, well,
I got pimps, not dimps.
So then that's what the future holds for you right now. You can't really say it.
Yeah, but we're talking about stuff though. We're talking about stuff, bro. Yeah.
Well, shit, we can't wait for us to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, God willing, man. It's
Primero Dios, bro.
It's always the plan for him to do it, man. It's never my plan. Like everything I see is like I just wait and do what I'm supposed to do to get, like, I'm not gonna slack on it, but I'm not gonna be thirsty. But I will wait for signs, and signs I do believe in, and people, like, everybody meets for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
You don't know if it's for a bad or good reason, but you met for a reason, whether stay away or to be aware of that person, or maybe you might work with them in the future, whatever.
Or to be more involved with that person.
You never know. You might work with them in the future.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the whole thing. Like I don't ever turn nobody down. I just I'm approachable, and if you see me on, hit me up. If not, follow me on Instagram at Fabian Alomar Official, and if not, you can hit me up on TikTok at Fabian_Alomar, and I'm approachable on the street too, man. You might catch me in shit anywhere from Silver Lake to Hollywood to South Central to Echo Park. I'm all over East LA.
And right now in Downey, homie.
Yeah, Downey, homie, where everybody is Downey.
Well, man, I know you're a busy guy, but you took the time to stop by.
Thank you, brother.
And I know you got things to do, but, man, we really appreciate you, and we're looking forward to see what the future holds for you. And
let's collaborate on this, man. When you do this, I want to be up with you, too. We'll both do it at the same time.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Let's do it, homie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're out. Bam.
Hustlers, baby.